Firstly, Gary, we'll just issue an apology to all our loyal Borough TV viewers for the delayed edition this week. Illness to yours truly played a part in that timing, but we're here now and you've had a few days to stew over what was a terrific game of VFL footy last Sunday at Coburg as we prevailed by 6 points after a stirring second half comeback. What was your summation?
Well, first of all, I was concerned about you, mate, because you'd been away and you still actually sound a little bit croaky, and I was feeling guilty because I thought I might have passed my illness on to you, but it's good to see you back, and hopefully you've done what my grandmother used to say. If you've got a little bit of a lurgy, put some Vicks on the balls of your feet, and that will certainly make you feel a lot better, mate. But the win, look, we obviously didn't play the way that we would like to play in that second quarter. I think that's pretty obvious. You've certainly got to give credit to Coburg. I think they have certainly improved since last year. Obviously there was a fairly big day all round. Sunday game, 12:30 at Coburg. Unfortunately they had the passing of a legend of the football club, so that all relates to their mindset and how they're going to come out. I thought probably if you go quarter by quarter, I thought the first quarter we should have been a little bit further in front. I think we missed some pretty gettable goals, but that second quarter they were very good around the stoppages, 50-50s. They defended really well. We didn't have any cohesion or chemistry, I think, within our forward structure at times. We were competing for one another with the same ball, and then they were able to slingshot and score some pretty impressive goals. And potentially at half time you go in and you say, well look boys, we did warn the group on Friday that there was going to be a potential very, very hard opponent on Sunday. I don't think the boys got ahead of themselves, and what a good side does is it shows some character and resilience, and we're never going to turn it around in one quarter, and the positional changes that we made all clicked. The leadership of some of our boys was terrific, and that last quarter was a pretty exciting last quarter, even though we got in front, but then they got in front, then there was the toing and froing, and by game's end very, very pleased for the 6-point win.
You mentioned those moves that you swung at half-time. You must have been really pleased with how they came into fruition. Harvey Hooper went onto the ball and yes. Eli Templeton went to half-back. It must always be good to be able to see such strong elements of versatility in the side.
Most definitely, and I think the other important move was Mitchy Wooferton going back to the wing as well. So you don't sometimes have to tweak too many things. You can go wholesale changes, and then that potentially causes an element of doubt in the players' minds. And we just basically looked at, well, Harvey was playing reasonably solidly at halfback anyway. We needed potentially a little bit of a different type inside our midfield. Eli, we know, always accumulates lots and lots of possessions, but I thought his ball use and the run that he gave us was extremely important. And Mitch got back to playing in a position that he knows really, really well. But then there was Jolly, who I thought played pretty well most game. Jared Blair's leadership in the second half. Tommy O'Sullivan ground his way into another good game, 30 possessions. Geordie Lyle has really become a pretty important, confident, tall forward this year, and his movement's been better than it has been for quite some time. And Cal Searle and Dan Bettison had some enormously courageous runs out of half-back very late in the game. So look, there's a lot of boxes ticked, and yeah, we got a pretty valuable 4 points, as I mentioned before.
And Werribee next, another standalone rival, but back at home. They've been in good form thus far in season 2019 and are coming off a bye whilst we'll be coming off a 6-day break. What do you make of this week's contest and the preparation leading into it?
It's going to be tough, to be honest, and I think Choco Williams has done a super job. I certainly felt that when we looked at our pre-season, how other teams are developing, what they're recruiting. Obviously Mark Williams is an AFL Premiership coach, and of course he's been around for quite some time, that Werribee would be one of the biggest improvers in the competition, and it goes to show. And even if you look at Sandringham and Frankston on the weekend, you know, there's no game that's easy at all, and we've got to give them the due respect, have a good look at what their key links are in relation to their game style and who their key playmakers are, and we'll do that again. But we're also too very, very keen on making us a better side, and we took some really good learnings out of that second quarter especially, and even that last sort of 5 or 6 minutes where we probably lost a little bit of composure and calmness. But yeah, we're back at home, which is always a good thing, and we know it's going to be a huge test of where we're at the minute.
Well, Gary, well done on the comeback last Sunday, and fingers crossed we can push for 4 in a row against Werribee this week.
Yeah, and I'll be looking forward to you getting up for Saturday, mate, so make sure you're a lot better.